Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you guys a ton of products that were absolutely terrible. I am so excited to get rid of. Let's just get into it. I've tried hundreds and hundreds of pieces of makeup. Is that what you'd call them? Pieces of makeup? I don't know. And these were some that I've held on to specifically for this video. I know I'm already coming across really negative, and if you're new to my channel, I'm not normally this negative, but I'm almost excited to tell you guys about these products that are just bad, because I love watching these kinds of videos because I'm like, yeah, that product does stink or whatever. I kind of like watching them, but I'm not typically this negative, so just be aware. The first product that I think is just across the board not good and not worth even buying, even if it's on sale, are the Revlon Not Just Nudes palettes. Now I had both of them. I think I've already gotten rid of one of them, and I just kept another just to be able to show you. I don't know, like, I've done a whole video on them. I would say about 3 or 4 of the shades are actually pigmented. The rest are not. Like this matte brown one was good. Some of them are okay. But I feel like these drugstore palettes are getting really expensive, but they're not really stepping up their game. Some of them are great. I really like the L'Oreal La Palette one. I love the Milani palettes, oh my gosh. But this was just not good for the price they were asking. And, you know, if you needed some colors in a pinch and you wanted to have some variety, I don't know, but even still, there are better ones out there. So it's a miss. I just didn't like it. If you want to see swatches of all these, I did do a whole video on them, so I'll link that below. Another miss product were these Wet n Wild Geometric Highlighting Powders. I think these were limited edition, so I don't know if they're still out, but I bought them pretty recently. And I had 2 different shades. This one's Desert Explorations, if I can even open it. And like it's like a pure purple white, but then it doesn't really show up that much. And then this one, the more golden one, was called Sun Ceremony, and it was just kind of it's like gold, and it doesn't really do much. So these just felt really powdery, but then they didn't really apply well, and then when you blended them, they were gone. It was just all around bad. And Wet n Wild actually makes some good highlighters. I love their Reserve Your Cabana one. So just skip these if you still see them and buy the other one, because this was just... So these next products I was really wanting to love, and parts of them are really good. These are the Sonia Kashuk quads that they sell at Target, and I have 3 of them. I have Fair and Square, I have Bronzed Beauty, and then I also have Shimmering Sands. And it's the glitter shade in these I didn't like. The other shades are actually really nice and buttery and like lovely. But this glitter shade, which it's just bad. So you can see they're all really powdery, which I don't mind. You can get past that because they're actually really nicely pigmented. But that glitter shade is horrendous. And it's the same in all the palettes. It's a different shade of it, but they're the same formula, I guess, because it's basically just glitter, but the glitter just goes everywhere. It's like thick, chunky glitter with not really any color payoff with it, which whatever, but the glitter just gets everywhere. No matter what you do, you can't get it off your face, and the rest of the day you're gonna have glitter everywhere. It's horrible. You can't brush it off with a fluffy brush. You can't cover it in more fun. I mean, you absolutely would have to just start over to get it off. So no good. So those are ones I kept holding on to because I was like, I really do like the other shades, but I'm like, you know what? No, because I wasn't reaching for them because I hated that glitter, and it's just not worth it. These next ones I do a lot of Dollar Tree hauls, and I find amazing makeup, like expensive makeup at the Dollar Tree. It's ridiculous what you can find. But I've also branched out to try some of just the LA Colors stuff that they have there all the time. These 6-pan palettes, if you will, are no good. This one's called Almost Nude. This one's called Haute, H-A-U-T-E. And like in these, like 1 or 2 shades is okay, like the purple in this one's amazing, but then there are others that are just like nothing, like they're not really doing much. The purple really was nice, but the rest, there's just not much there, and then it doesn't stay on for very long. So it's one of those that, yeah, it's only $1, but don't even waste your $1. I mean, you know, it's just all right. So the next product is from Bourjois Paris, and it's their Healthy Mix Correcting Concealer. This might be the worst concealer I've ever used. This is one that I would say the 3 times I've tried to use it, I had to start my face all over again. Because I was only like 2 steps in, but I had to wipe it all off because it was that bad. The problem with this concealer is that I don't even know how to describe it. It kind of, any like weirdness you might have, like any crepiness, it almost creates crepiness. I would use like any other concealer and my eyes, like under my eyes would look fine. They would look great. But then I would use this like the next day and it would look like I was 85 years old. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like I don't know if it's like this, the product itself, as you blend it into your skin, flakes. That must be what it is. So I've used it with a beauty blender, a brush, and my finger. In all 3 ways, it was the same exact effect. And it was instant. It wasn't like 2 hours later it was flaking. It was like instantly. I've never experienced anything like this. So stay far, far away. If you've tried it and somehow it works for you, then maybe I got a bad batch, but I've heard a couple other people talk about this and say they didn't like it either, so I don't think I'm crazy on that one. These are, again, I have a lot of Sonia Kashuk in here. I feel kind of bad. I actually like Sonia Kashuk, but just the way the cookie crumbled. This is the primer base, the Perfecting Brightening Primer, and the Perfecting Luminous Foundation. These, first of all, the packaging is kind of cute looking, but it's like the cheapest packaging ever. Which, you know, you can get past it. Who cares if the product's good, right? I don't really know. This is glue. It literally feels like glue. It made my skin look ghostly and not in a brightened way, just like in a really weird way. And I like MAC strobe cream I was thinking this might be similar. It literally looks like you put glue on your face that won't blend in perfectly. And then once you do finally get it blended enough, if you pair it with this foundation, which the primer, it's not my favorite, but it's better than this. This foundation is like this thick, gloppy, weird formula that never blends in. I swear, again, I tried it with my hands, with the brush, and with the beauty blender. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to look normal on my skin. And then once I finally got it blended in enough that I was like, all right, I gotta move on, it just settled into every line I had, and I just looked like a dry, cakey mess. And I feel like in this day and age when so many drugstore companies are coming out with amazing foundations for around the same price, if not cheaper, I don't really have patience for that, because I'm like, really? Like, did you guys test these things out and you thought, yes, that's great, let's send it out? So, I don't know, maybe this would work if you had really, really, really oily skin. But it's a luminous foundation. It shouldn't be so cakey. It doesn't really make any sense to me. So, pass. That is a hard pass. This next one is from this brand, The Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. And it's their clear water-resistant eyebrow gel. This came in one of the subscription boxes. I love clear brow gel. This left this weird film, kind of like, I'm talking about glue a lot, but like if you remember when you were a kid and you put glue all over your hand and then you'd peel it off, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to get Elmer's glue and try it because it's pretty cool. But it was like that kind of feel to it, that I could like almost peel it off and it'd be like anywhere that the brow gel got that wasn't on my brows, it'd be all over the place. And I'm like, listen, I don't have time to worry about that. A clear brow gel should not be something you need to futz around with and mess forever. It should be a really quick step. And this turned into a nightmare. The like whole week I tried it out. Every day it was the same thing. Like an hour into the day, I would have weird dryness all around. I hated it so much, so I'm so excited to say goodbye to that. Speaking of brows, this next one I know some people like. This is the Maybelline Brow Drama Crayon. And I just don't, it's such a big crayon. And as I've only used it a little bit, it's really, really creamy, which is nice because then when you brush it through your brows, you can kind of use a spoolie and actually spread the color throughout, which I like. But, you know, for me, my brows get thinner out here. That's just naturally how they are. I wish they were a little thicker, but they're not. And so as this gets more and more dull, it's already hard to get there precisely. And so as it dulls naturally, it's going to be even more difficult. So I don't really understand why the crayon is so thick. I guess that's what I'm saying. So unless you have really thick brows or a way to kind of shape this, then I don't really understand, unless like maybe the back comes out and you can No, it doesn't. So there's no shaper built in, so I don't understand that concept. This next product are these Revlon Ultra HD matte lip colors. I saw I think it was a magazine ad for these, or maybe it was TV. It was talking about these products, and it said like the #1 something something. I was like, what? That product is horrendous. So I couldn't figure out what this product was trying to be, because it doesn't work as just a matte lip cream. Because like even with this darker color, it appears to be like nice and dark. But if you look, as you spread it out, it's a really thin consistency, and it just makes your lips look really splotchy and messy. This is in the shade Addiction. The other one, this one's a little bit better than this one. This one was in the shade Devotion, and it really, like as you spread it out, it's just this really thin consistency that you can see through. So I'm like, is this supposed to be a lip gloss or a matte lip color? It was kind of like this weird hybrid, and I just didn't like it. If you like that kind of a thing, then you probably would like it. But for me, and what I thought it was, and it didn't turn out to be, I just didn't like it for what it was. So that's kind of my own personal thing, I guess, with that. Do you guys see what I mean by it kind of is see-through? So you'd have to keep layering, but then it moves around, and it's continually semi-see-through. For me, like today, I'm just wearing a lip gloss. I don't mind if something's see-through, but it's a certain version of that I want. You know what I mean? This last one I'm going to mention is from M Cosmetics. I haven't, in all fairness, I've not tried much from M Cosmetics. And I like Michelle Phan a lot. But this product doesn't make sense to me. This is the Valentine Life Seductress Edition. Oh, it's the Life Palette Mini. And so I guess that would be like a bronzer. These would all be eyeshadows around it. And then there's these 2 lip products, like a cream lip product. Why are we still putting cream products with powder products all in the same palette? Why? How is that still happening? Because it gets everywhere. I'm never pulling this out to do my lips, like ever. I would never think to pull out a palette. And that's just, again, that's a personal thing. So I don't understand the combo here, but on top of that, I just really wasn't super impressed with everything. The bronzer was pretty good, but the eyeshadows, some of them were good and some of them were not. And so again, I just felt like a little bit let down by this. I love the packaging. I will say that. It's nice and thick. It feels really, really well made. It's a very nice mirror in there. And so I just think I wouldn't buy this again, and I'm not reaching for it. I think because the eyeshadows are kind of hit and miss. I don't like that there's lip products in there. And so for me, it was just kind of a, Oh wait, I've got one more. This is the Sonia Kashuk Extreme Wear Eye Primer. Again, I feel bad bringing up Sonia Kashuk so much. This, I was excited to be like maybe a dupe for like MAC Painterly or MAC Soft Ochre, because it looks just like it, and I use those products every day. First of all, it's hard to get your finger in here. It's a really small hole, so you would have to maybe use a brush. But it's just a weird primer. It doesn't really cancel out much, which is what I was hoping it would do. But on top of that, it just doesn't really do anything. I didn't notice that my shadows lasted longer. It wasn't very fun to use. And so because of the fact that it was harder to use, it didn't really do much. It didn't cover much veining. It really wasn't doing its job as an eye primer for me. So I just felt like, what's the point? So I stopped using it, and I've used everything else I own, and I never reached for this. So those were all the products right now that have been cluttering up my little drawer of products that I don't like, that I'm going to be passing on today. Some of it, if it's just terrible, I'm probably honestly just gonna throw away. I might let my sisters go through these and see if there's anything they want, because some of these aren't absolutely horrendous, but you guys know what I mean. You watch the video. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you will subscribe before you leave, and check out my other best and worst beauty products videos. I did a top 10 makeup video of my favorite makeup from Sephora. I can link below if you're wanting to know, okay, great, you don't like any of these, but what do you like? I'll put that link down below, as well as some of my other best and worst in beauty videos. Other than that, I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye.